Welcome to the show. And this is not Dak Shepard, and this is not Armchair Expert. But
Just give me 2 seconds. I'm
Yeah.
finishing something.
no problem, dude.
Oh, what the fuck did I do with my hammer?
Welcome. This is not Dak Shepard. Sure ain't him.
What the fuck? What the hell happened to my fucking hammer?
Fucking stole it, kid. The Hammer Bros came.
It was out in my hand fucking 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, well, you know, Mario runs from the Hammer Bros, so they're everywhere. What are you putting up, some new shelves?
No, I just put new lighting in here. Everything. I'm trying to close the windows out, keep the warmth in.
Hey.
I insulated a couple of windows.
Hey, just letting you know.
Yeah.
I'm doing the most things that any human, any president would do. I'm doing them. I'm doing more doo-doos than anybody in any retirement home across the nation. I'm doing things and doo-doos.
Doing the doo-doos.
Doing the doo-doos, man. Doo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo. Boo-doo, boo-boo, boo-doo-doo. What was that Rocky song? Hammering away over there. Getting hammered.
Hey, I'm glad I found it.
It's getting hammered. What'd you do with it, bro? You got so stoned, you put it down, you pulled a Joe, you forgot where it was?
It was right next to the PS2.
I just had the hammer in my hand. I put it down. I went to find some nails. Then I went back and I didn't have a hammer. How am I going to do those nails?
I had the nails. I just didn't have the hammer.
World's going mad, bro. World's going mad. It was only a matter of time. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do. Boo-doo-boo-boo, boo-doo-boo. Yeah, buddy.
One more fucking nail like that, I'd be really happy because then that would be finished. Oh, do I have another nail like that?
Your boy's speaking right now. Special report. Putin chose this war. Today, I'm authorizing additional sanctions and new limitations on what can be exported to Russia. This is going to impose severe costs on the Russian economy, both immediately and over time. We have purposely designed these sanctions to maximize the long-term impact on Russia and to minimize the impact on the United States and our allies. And I want to be clear. The United States is not doing this alone. For months, we have been building a coalition of partners representing. This was earlier?
4 hours ago, I already saw that.
I don't know. It says live. I'm just watching it. I just pulled it up on YouTube. Figured keep it over here. Throw on the... I got another laptop now, so put on the subtitles over there and get the news while we podcast live with subtitles so I can read along. I'm pretty good at reading. I think I can read pretty well. I read better than most readers. Not really, but I say that because I can read. Just as good as President Joe could read that teleprompter of all the things that those people specifically wrote for him to read so he can read them and weep. And you could weep what he's reading. And together, we'll be a nation that reads. Motherfucker's doing a whole construction project over here.
I wish. See?
Do-do-do-do. Getting it ready.
Setting up a whole new shelf area for the fucking laptop and everything right here.
You know what you should get, bro? The light bulbs that I use, Wise, WYZE. They have light bulbs, and they have an app that you can like change the color of the light bulb. And
Nah, I'm good. I'm good, and I'll tell you why.
you can do what I do.
I like those LED daylight bulbs.
Yeah.
They illuminate everything. I like to see everything.
Yo, Wise is bright too, though. Wise bulbs are light as fuck.
What?
Wise bulbs are light as fuck. They're clear, and then you could also change any color with the app on your phone. Just do the color spectrum wheel.
Understandable, but I have a certain preference, and these are also energy savers.
Energy savers? Who's trying to save energy?
I'm on the STARS program, kid.
Yeah, so apparently, apparently, I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna say.
I don't even know.
But oh yeah. Apparently, I'm gonna be getting us finally a border for Wrestling with Time. I spoke to somebody about designing a video overlay. If they could do it where it's like 2 wrestling rings, that'd be fucking great.
I still want that video I sent you. You know, but no. Can't have that.
What video you sent me? Oh yeah. No, we can't do
Thanks.
that. I know. Certain laws and tricks to these trades, kid.
WWE ruining the hopes and dreams of every one of its employees since 1985.
Oh, did you get that job request I sent you, though, for Indeed.com, where you can apply to be a writer or some shit on, was it AEW or WWE? Which one did I send you?
I didn't even get it.
Hold on. I just want to.
Get the fuck out of here. I could be a writer.
Yeah, bro. I did send it to you.
I don't remember getting it. I don't remember seeing it.
I think I sent it on Facebook Messenger because it was on Reddit. Somebody was like talking about being employed for WWE, this, that, the third. And I was like, oh. And then I literally went on Indeed.com and searched WWE jobs. And there was something in there like, be a part of our creative writer team or some shit. And I was like, bingo. And I sent you the link for it.
That'll actually have to be something I'll have to check out because being the world's greatest wrestling booking god, I have to.
I'm saying, dude. I'm saying.
When you book WrestleMania, look, when you book the Royal Rumble down to a T from beginning to end, yeah. I got the Elimination Chamber wrong, but I got the entire Royal Rumble right, except for Brock Lesnar coming in at number 12. He still won, and I said he was going to be in the Rumble, and I was right. A lot of people told me, they were like, dude, you're fucking crazy. Brock Lesnar's not going to be in the Rumble. But I was like, he's going to be in the motherfucking Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
You watch and see.
I know.
He going to win that shit, too.
Well, you predicted it a couple episodes ago on Wrestling with Time. But I was doing when I opened up the show, I was doing my Dax Shepard. You know Dax Shepard, right? Remember Idiocracy? And I figure it only suited the mood and the mode and the moment and the emotions and the world crisis of this idiocracy in which we currently live. And I actually enjoy his podcast. That's like one podcast I actually watch, aside from like Joe Rogan and aside from a couple financial podcasts and things of that nature. But he always starts the show with his very warm voice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is not Armchair Expert, and I am not your host, Dax Shepard. Shout outs to Armchair Expert. This is episode 6 of STAB. And since last week we did 5 time, this time it's Booker T and his 6 time. Nah, but episode 6 of STAB. We're going to talk some shit, a lot of shit to talk about. Called you earlier today and said we got a lot of shit to catch up on. And I need you to catch me up on world events because I am fucking so far behind that shit. I'm practically the Joe Biden of world events, bro.
Oh, Joe Biden knows more than what you know.
No, come on, bro.
Yeah, to be a little honest, he knows a little more than you do, but he doesn't want to fucking do anything.
He forgot. They told him and he forgot.
Unpopular opinion and statement.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. 1 second. Before you get into that, this is the one and only chance in the entire history of probably this show and any other show that we've ever done that you will get TJ to actually agree on a kind of somewhat positive note of Joe Biden, saying that Joe Biden knows more than me.
Well, when it comes down to it, he knows exactly what's going on. He doesn't want to do nothing about it because he's involved with all of it because his son is getting money from the Russians.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably like bribing his son or some shit over there. They got him blackmailing the fuck out of this guy. Like, we got your son by the cojones. However you say that in Russian.
This is an unpopular opinion. It's an unpopular statement. But since Joe Biden is the president and Trump isn't, this statement would not have come out of my mouth if Trump was president.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be very clear. If Trump was president, I wouldn't be saying this. But since this asshole is president, I have to say this because this is an opinion because of the time we're living in. Do you support Russia? And I'll tell you why. Russia didn't want NATO going into Ukraine and having support with them. Russia doesn't want NATO to be involved in any of its affairs. Now, understandably, I understand where NATO comes from, and I understand where Russia comes from. NATO was created to get rid of the Soviet Union. Soviet Union was dismantled before we were born. Why is NATO still around? Let Russia take Ukraine. We have a more serious, pressing matter at hand with China about to take Taiwan, which would fuck up everything. I mean, everything. I mean, people are worried about gas and oil. Look, fuck Russia when it comes to gas and oil. Our biggest worries is China taking Taiwan. China takes Taiwan, we are royally fucked. Putin made his move. Putin knew that Biden wasn't going to do anything because Biden's in his fucking back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Trump was president. I would be saying this. Let Russia take Ukraine.
Yeah.
NATO is a terrorist organization. I said it.
North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right?
The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was originally designed to stop Soviet Union. Soviet Union fell late 80s, early 90s.
But they still retain some, still around because they still retain some sort of power.
No.
Or they want
NATO was created. If you look it up, NATO was solely created to stop the Soviet Union and to stop Soviet thought.
The thought
Soviets have been gone since the beginning of 1990. Why is NATO still around? We have the UN.
Well, that's because
why is NATO still around?
We still need the thought police to control our docile, human, feeble-minded people.
Now, Ukraine used to be a part of Russia over 50, 60, 70 years ago. Let them be a part of Russia again. I could really not fucking give a shit. China is the biggest problem right now. Fuck Russia. China is the one we need to worry about.
You got to give me your Trump. China. Come on.
Not even in the mood to do Trump right now. That's how bad this is.
Yeah.
And this is how serious I have to be on this subject.
I actually saw.
I've had a couple of people give me flack, but then when I pointed out all the facts, they're like, "Well, actually, you're right, but you're wrong, but you're right."
Well, I actually had, you know, Diabolic, right? The rapper that used to rap with Immortal Technique from Huntington. He actually just he used to do like all that conspiracy shit and all that rap back in the day, and you know, like world events and things of that nature. But I don't know if he's still doing it, but he posted a post on Facebook recently, and it said something about that Crazy Orange man was right, you know. And I could post the tweet or the post like right here, just so people could see. But he said he was right.
The Orange man was crazy.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons why I voted for him. He was an outsider. Nobody would, you know, a lot of global leaders didn't think of what an outsider would do. And when his first 30 days as president, he fucking bombed Syria because he heard that Russia was moving in on there. He fucking put a stop to that and carpet bombed them over 59 fucking times. And Putin was like, fuck this. I'm not fucking with this guy.
TJ will always hold a torch for Donald Trump. Always.
So I wouldn't be saying any of this if Trump was president. If Trump was president, I'd be saying right now, China, 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 get the fucking destroy China. Just destroy China, because you want to know something? In a parallel fucking universe, Russia's not the biggest problem. China was wiped off the fucking face of the earth. North and South Korea moved into the new land that fucking Donald Trump destroyed, getting rid of China, and made all the Asians actually coherent and actually work together. And it's no longer China, Korea, South Korea. It's literally called Asia.
Yeah.
Because they're all Asians. They're a different form of Asian. So in a parallel world, Trump is still president, took care of the CCP, North, South Korea, all the other Asians that are in that area, took over all that land, and now it's its own fucking government. It can do what it wants. Communism is not in that part of Asia anymore. And Russia's not doing any of this because in the parallel universe, Russia got a seat in the UN, which allowed them to get what they wanted, which means Ukraine never went, in this parallel universe, Ukraine never fucking separated from Russia, and it's all still Russia. It's there's no Soviet Union, but it's Russia, which means after the fall of the Soviet Union, they allowed Russia to come into the UN, and none of this would be happening.
So what do
they would have worked something out in that parallel universe. They worked it out to where that NATO is not a thing. NATO was dismantled, but the UN exists. Which, in my eyes, the UN is also a terrorist organization.
So what do you think?
But NATO, in my eyes, is a terrorist organization because they have been wanting Ukraine to be on their side ever since Ukraine became its own state and its own independence and all of this. And that's the whole biggest thing of why Russia's doing what it's doing. Now, NATO started this. It's NATO's fucking fault. Ukraine should have told them right away, look, we don't want NATO because guess what? Because if we get NATO, he's going to come in here anyway. So regardless if we take NATO or we don't take NATO, he's coming in here anyway.
So wait, let me get back to why you said if Donald Trump was president, you would not be saying that, but Donald Trump's not president, so you're saying that now.
Because
what would be the
Russia
difference in this parallel universe?
Nobody would be doing nothing except for China, because China was going to test how much balls Trump really had.
Mm-hmm.
China don't give a fuck. China's got the biggest military in the world right now.
They got the biggest population in the world right now, ever, too. Probably.
No, actually, the United States has the biggest population by reproduction. China has the highest population by abortion.
What? Run that by again? By abortion?
Okay. The United States has more of a population in reproduction than China does in abortions. China still is under
that one-child law?
It's now two-child.
Two-child law?
Because their population has been shrinking for the past 30 years.
They fuck a lot, bro. They're horny, I guess, huh?
It's not that. A lot of the Chinese produce a lot of girls.
So yeah, more women.
That's why that in China, they're fucking getting everybody ready to go to war. They're putting everybody on testosterone. That's why that their men actually look like fucking men and our men look like fucking boys in skirts.
Wait, what? Their men look like men and our men look like boys in skirts?
Yes, exactly.
A lot of our men are boys in skirts.
I know. So China, when it comes to testosterone level, China does have a higher testosterone level. But when it comes to actual population, we produce more in reproduction than China does.
Well, I think that goes by the rate right now, current rate.
China has the biggest population. Yes, they do in men.
Well, in general, like a billion people.
Production of a population, the United States is the highest.
Well, I think you mean like our reproduction rate is higher, our percentage rate right now. But as far as population overall, 1 billion plus people is.
We don't abort as many babies as China does with their policies.
I know, but we're only like over 300 million, maybe close to 4. Who knows?
It still doesn't matter. By reproductive standards, we are still the highest population in the world.
What about
only
India?
by our medicine and the way we eat?
India, I thought, was the second behind China, though. It was like 1.5 billion and then 1.3 billion, 1.1 billion, somewhere in there, in the billions.
Nothing wrong with our Indian fans. I love you guys. You guys are great. But if you like wiping your hands, I'm sorry, if you like wiping your ass with your hands after taking a shit and then living to the age of 50 because you got fucking E. coli and botulism from your own diarrhea and your own crap because you don't shower, well, your population is not as bad as ours, but at least we still live to be over 70 years old.
Yeah, but that's not even a fair play because you're talking about the technological advancements. We're the richest, most wealthiest country in the entire world, bro.
It has to do with the amount of hygiene that your country can control. We, as Americans, we are one of the cleanest countries in the world when it comes to hygiene.
Yeah, we're the richest.
But when it comes to like China, India,
you know,
I'll even tell you, some parts of Japan, it's disgusting. Health standards are in China. I believe the longest health rate of a Chinese man, even though that their fucking global emissions and everything is 10 times worse than ours. By their, what is it called? With all their pollutants in the air, I think Chinese civilian alone, I think at least, without the care that the CCP gets, I think lives to at least about 55, 60.
Yeah, but when you talk about those like monks and those crazy old guys that live out in the plains and, you know, out in the country and they're growing their own food and they're living a healthy practice, they live to be like 100 and something years old, those Eastern medicine, herbs and spices and...
Because they're living on the outskirts. That's why.
Because they're not in the overpopulated cities. I know. Well, I'm not talking like Skid Row here, but, you know, you go to Upper East Side Manhattan and then Skid Row. It's a clear difference, you know, of hygienic reasons.
About? Hold on. When was the last time you've been to Manhattan?
Long time.
When was the last time you've been to Queens? When was the last time you've been to Brooklyn? When was the last time you've been to the Bronx? I was just there 4 months ago. I was at
the Bronx like last year at some point. During this quarantine
it's a fucking shithole. Fucking garbage is out the fucking corner to the streets, piled high.
I ain't talking COVID times, bro. I'm talking pre-lockdown times, like $3,500 for this single bedroom apartment or a cardboard box on the side of the road. You know, it's a clear difference.
I go to fucking rallies in the city. The fucking city smells like fucking piss. There is garbage all over the place. New York City sanitation has not picked up any garbage even after they lifted all these COVID restrictions. The shit is still all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about because I was just in the city 3 months ago. I just saw it.
Dude, I'm obviously talking pre-COVID times. I'm sure it let itself go, and that's why a lot of people are moving out to Long Island.
It's during COVID and it's during now.
I know.
As I'm talking right now,
I know.
There are fucking thousands and thousands of garbage bags sitting out all over fucking city, garbage all over the streets, and everywhere smells like fucking hobo piss.
Well, the world is in a fucking whole lot of hurt right now, bro. So.
No, it's all the fucking Democrats' fault. Every Democrat's turning every goddamn city into fucking Detroit, and it's fucking disgusting.
Into Detroit? You said every city turning them into Detroit.
In 1957, the Democrats came up with a plan called Operation Europa. What it was to turn Detroit, Michigan into the hottest fucking place to live. And I mean like the hottest, where all the rich people would live and everything. Was supposed to be the Bel Air of fucking Michigan. After 5 years, everything started going great. And then after a certain amount of time of Democratic governorship, the governors were all Democrats, started buying up all these buildings that the rich people bought and built and turned them all into projects. And then bought all these factories out and took these factories and told them to shut down. Do you know that Detroit hasn't had a fucking Republican governor since 1947?
Yeah. Well, it's already
goes to show you that plan that they initiated in Detroit was supposed to happen in Texas, New York, California. It was supposed to happen every major city across the United States. Every city was supposed to look like Detroit. That was the original plan.
If you think about it, bro.
And then in the 1980s, when everything started getting really bad in Detroit, that's when everybody said, we're not copying that.
But they were partially successful.
Now we live in a time where everybody has money. All these government people have money. They're buying all these buildings like former Mayor de Blasio did. Oh, I'm leaving in 3 weeks. What am I going to do? I got $1.7 billion I can spend. I'm going to buy up every single fucking empty building that I can in New York City and turn it into a fucking ghetto project. And it was done. $1.7 billion spent on over 50 buildings in New York City are now being turned into Section 8 ghettos.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
Michigan, motherfucker, Detroit, it's happening.
Listen, they were partially successful.
The FEMA camps are going to come to you too. They're going to come in, they're going to lock you up and put you in FEMA camps.
Yo, they were partially successful with the whole shutdown of this COVID thing too, because by giving out all that free money in the beginning, people were getting fat checks. And then like people
like me,
people are easy. Hold on, listen up. People are easy to brainwash. Listen, people are easy to brainwash and indoctrinate. So when you're offering that, you know, people don't want to go back to work though. It's been two going on 3 years.
Because you talk to somebody like me who never fucking wore masks throughout this entire fucking COVID thing.
Except when you had to. You had to.
No, I never fucking did. The only time I had to was because I was going to get arrested in fucking Stony Brook Hospital if I didn't put a fucking mask on. They were going to arrest me in the hospital.
Yeah, because that's like you were endangering.
I don't fucking care.
Endangering the world. I get it. I understand. I'm against that shit too now.
Like, don't put on a mask. You're asthmatic.
I was against it from the jump. But I'm saying, like, people don't want to go to work now. We're such an easily indoctrinated people. Like, after 2 years, people are so worried about what's hot, what's now, what's trending that they don't remember 3 months ago. Forget 3 years ago, dude. Like, fucking, they don't know what 3 days ago happened, you know? So
I'll tell you what happened 3 days ago.
It's not like
3 days ago, Putin invaded Ukraine, and to him, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah. And it was the 2/22 and shit. Yep. It was that Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
Look, Alex Jones in October on his radio show said there's going to be a big, great war in the month of February. It's going to be a very short war, but it's going to be a great war. Guess what? He fucking called that back in October, and the shit already happened.
I saw you post on that today. You're like, he's always right. He's always right.
He's always right. He really is. He
visited by aliens, that motherfucker. He got picked up one day. They anal probed him, and he knew everything.
No, his father and his grandfather were part of the military.
Yeah.
His father was part of a special program in Texas during the 50s and 60s that, do you remember the movies that we used to watch when we were kids?
Yeah.
That, you know, the government would do these fucking programs with the schools, and whoever the smartest kids were in the state used to go to these government programs and everything and learn certain shit. Alex Jones's dad was part of that.
Movies you used to watch in school. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yep.
I thought you mean like I'm thinking like, yeah, bro, like people don't remember 3 days ago anymore. They don't remember music from 10 years ago or great movies from 20 years ago. Like people don't remember great shit anymore. It's like, here it is now and now. It's just the age of content. Everybody's fucking drowning in content, choking on a fucking overload of information. But what are you talking about? Movies you used to watch in school as a kid?
Yep.
They were indoctrinating your ass.
They used to play certain movies in school that used to have to do back then. And with what the governments and the state governments would do back then, they would hold these special challenges for like science fairs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Whoever was the smartest kid in their school or their state, they would pick the top 50 people in the fucking state and bring them to Washington, D.C. And what they would do, they would give them a project. If they could build this project within a certain allotted of time, they got a job into the United States government, working for the CIA, the FBI, fucking doing this or that, whatever they wanted to do.
Alex Jones, are you talking about kids here?
What?
You're talking about kids going to Washington, D.C., bro? Like, you watched the video, you did this little science fair project, and they were like...
Dude, this was back in the 50s and 60s. Alex Jones's father was given a project by the United States government to build a particle beam laser. This is in 1953.
Mm-hmm.
Him and 7 other people in Texas who were the smartest kids in Texas completed this. His father worked for the government in all aspects, from Washington, D.C. to fucking certain secret bases, this, that, and everything. And this is how Alex Jones knows everything. Alex Jones even said on his on the podcast with Joe Rogan, he said, before my father died, my mom asked him everything that was in my movie, The End of the World. And my father he looked at me and said, how did you know all this? He goes, I was able to go into the Congress Library and MIT and stuff and, look in their libraries. And his dad told his mom, like, yeah, everything that you just saw in this movie is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
I was a part of at least 20 of these programs, and he named like 100 of them.
I mean,
his father was part of 20.
Yeah, there's definitely crazy shadow shit out there, bro.
And also, not to mention, Alex Jones's grandfather escaped Nazi Germany in 1937 and came to work for the United States government as a scientist.
Or as a scientist?
No, Alex Jones's grandfather left Poland during the invasion.
Mm-hmm.
He left. He was a German. Alex is actually half German. His grandfather left because he didn't want to fucking be a part of any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So Alex Jones's grandfather came here to the United States during the Nazi invasion of Poland and became a scientist and worked with the United States government.
His dad wasn't tripping out eating Pervitin pills or whatever the fuck it was, methed out of his fucking face either, like half the population was.
48 years old, 45, 48 years old. He's about, I would say at least about 30, 40 pounds heavier than me. Guy drinks a lot. The guy's got, he has to have fucking high blood pressure. I would not believe somebody like him does not have high blood pressure, because if I was to get worked up as much as he did, I probably have a heart attack live on air.
Alex Jones has high blood pressure, bro, for sure. Him and you could have Alex Jones debating Ric Flair, and Ric Flair just woo, woo, and the whole time while Alex Jones is just shouting shit at Ric Flair. Let me tell you something, Nature Boy. Woo, woo, woo. And you do Alex, and I'll do Nate. Come on, bring it on. Let's go. Come on. You got it in you? He don't got it. He don't. Woo! 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 Come on, bro. Come on. Get your Alex, though. I'm serious, bro. I'm going to TikTok this shit.
And so Alex really much told everybody about his life and his family life. And out of the 100 things that was in his documentary, his father he's like, my father was a part of at least 20 of those things.
Yeah.
It's like his father knew that his father had certain expectations of what was going to happen to the world. Do you know that the internet was invented in 1963? CDs were invented in 1958.
I could only assume the government has everything like 30 years before. You can go
online.
I'm just saying.
You could go online, go on Google. It's all on U.S. patents. VR goggles were invented in 1949 and weren't patented until 56.
It was like some sort of brainwashing technique, bro. The government I always said they have shit like 20 to 30 years. If they put it in the Terminator movie in the 90s, they had it in the 70s, the 60s.
Point of a discussion is to wait till somebody's done talking.
Bro, I'm trying to let you know, though. I've known that the government has had it.
Look, I come from the same world as you do. I grew up in that world. You got to realize the world that we grew up in is a fucking lie and a half.
Okay, so what are you talking about now? I'll let you go.
We grew up in the 1990s where actually everything was really cool. Nobody hated black people. Nobody hated Asians. Nobody hated Chinese people. Nobody hated fucking Europeans and British and Scottish people. Everybody was chill in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's why that's why you and me have a different aspect of it, because we grew up in literally the best time and probably in human civilization.
Without a doubt.
When it came to culture.
Fact.
Okay. So the way that you think, I do think, but the way that I have seen things now and I've done my research and opened myself up to the research, This is not the same world that we grew up in the 90s. This is the 90s. Well, that was all an iron fucking curtain to fucking close off everything from in the world of what was going on.
Of course.
So the government created VR goggles, the actual Oculus goggles that we use today for the fucking metaverse in 1949. The patent wasn't created until 1957. The internet was created in 1958, was not fucking patented until 63 after the launch of the first fucking satellite.
When they had
CDs.
1 megabyte.
CDs have been around since 1967. But the public didn't get them until the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know, bro. What I was saying is that the government always had it. Like Star Trek had cell phones, and then motherfuckers had cell phones 20 years later.
First atomic bomb. The designs and how everything was supposed to be done was written in 1849. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't become an actual fucking concept until World War II. So some guy actually invented the fucking atomic bomb in the 1800s, but it wasn't created until World War II. That's a fucking lie. They had the bomb since World War I. They didn't want to use it because they didn't think that, why the fuck are we going to use it?
Mm-hmm.
We've had nuclear technology since the 1800s. Everything that we've been taught is a lie.
Well, we know that. We know that. If you believe anything in those textbooks, I mean, come on, bro. They tell you what they want to tell you. It sounds all nice and friendly. The Federal Reserve comes along and they backed by gold, and then they take all your money, control it all.
Big thing about the Federal Reserve. You know how the Federal Reserve became into a thing? After the Titanic crashed.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that before. It was like
Morgan Chase was supposed to be on the Titanic. Decided to cancel 10 hours before it left. 3 days after it sunk, he claimed a $1.3 billion policy because JP Morgan and Chase built the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened 5 years later after the Titanic sunk? The IMF was created by JP Morgan and Chase.
Yeah, and I've heard that every like important world leader in the financial world,
and Chase, the biggest bank in the world, created the fucking Federal Reserve and the International Monetary Fund.
Yeah. Well, everybody in the world that was an important financial figure.
JP Morgan wanted to be such a wealthy motherfucker that he decided to get rid of privatizing banks and made everything governmental.
Mm-hmm. Gave them too much power. They ain't giving it back. You know how it goes.
No, you see, if JP Morgan was on the Titanic, none of this shit would be happening right now. We may have the Federal Reserve, but it would be at a different level than what it is.
Yeah, of course.
The Federal Reserve wouldn't be holding the whole world accountable to the United States dollar. And we wouldn't be held accountable to another currency. It's just that all currencies would have to go through the Federal Reserve and the IMF in order to make sure something actually happens so that currency stays afloat. Everybody's currency stays the same amount as it is.
Somebody comes along with an unexecuted plan and doesn't execute upon it. Somebody else is bound to come along, take action upon it. You know, it's just humans, bro.
There's a lot of talks that, you know, the Rothschilds would have created the fucking Federal Reserve, which the Federal Reserve was one of their biggest things, because after World War I, Germans lost a lot, and the Rothschilds are Germans.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a lot to lose in World War I. So I can see why the Federal Reserve was created. It would have been created anyway.
Yeah.
But the Titanic was a total fucking
inside job
way to get rid of all the other elitist snotbags.
That's what I was saying.
All the other that at that time, maybe the 9 richest families in the world at that time.
Whoever else could be an opposer or competition.
At that time, there was 9 richest families in the world. Today we have 13. Back then it was 9. So the 9 richest families probably still would have created the fucking Federal Reserve. Like I said, most of these people were the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. They're German and Irish.
Mm-hmm.
So
The entire industrial revolution was
the entire industrial complex.
Well, they did a lot.
Then, the entire industrial complex revolved around the American dollar.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, it's still the American dollar, but it's called the petrodollar, which is used by the military-industrial complex. Back then, there wasn't a military-industrial complex. It was just an industrial complex, which means you worried about yourself. Today, it's military, which means international. It's a way of rewording it to say it's not one world government, it's international. Yeah. We're the international police, not the actual Gestapo.
Yeah, well, that was all Teddy Roosevelt's big stick policy. We're going to police the world. And
he said, we're going to denazify fucking Ukraine and we're going to denazify the world, which means he's calling us Nazis, but Americans aren't Nazis. NATO are the Nazis. Mm-hmm. That's why I said, going way back earlier, you're going to fucking hate me for what I say, but you have to listen to me. NATO is starting this war against Russia. Let Putin have it. Mm-hmm. But going back to Alex Jones and everything else, everything that we were taught was a lie. The government has had this stuff for 40, 50 fucking years and way beyond that. And the only reason why that we're allowed to have it is after the military seems that it's okay for fucking public use.
Always. You know what they call that, my friend? Long game. And they're the masters of it. History repeats itself. Always does. Always will. Till the end of time. We never fucking learn from our mistakes. Generations go by, might be 40, 50, 60, 70 years. The next generation is there. They fuck it up, do the same shit. It's all a power struggle.
Strike anywhere matches were created during World War II so that you didn't need a fucking igniter piece of paper or a flint in order to activate it. You just need a rough surface and it would come right on. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, we don't even have that. Why? Because the fucking ingenuity is gone.
What do you mean we don't have that? The ability to think of something like that? The originality of it to better something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm saying they're always thinking out there, but they're in a rush. We're so in a rush as humans to advance. And what's the next best thing? Like I told you, bro, it's not the same as music was 10, 20 years ago. Our movies aren't the same as 10, 20 years ago. And it wasn't, they did have the technology, but we didn't have the technology. So it entertained us. Now it's all the same bullshit. Repeated, recycled, thrown in a can. Fucking shooken up, rolled down the road, and then when it hits the fence at the bottom of the hill, it all spills out, and it's the same pile of shit that was at the top of the hill. It just rolled downhill, and it sits there. Fucking, we never learn. We never learn, man. But
so, as we speak, Russia's going into fucking Kiev and fucking West Ukraine. I support Ukraine, regardless regardless of my statement, Russia should just take it. I support Ukraine 100% in fighting for their freedom. If they can get their own freedom,
bro.
Thoughts and prayers are with you. I know you guys are going through a tough time.
It is stupid, but you literally can't just say, like, take Ukraine. Like, let them take it because that, like, we wouldn't, well, maybe we would. I don't know. We are pretty dumb. But according to America's history, we would never let anybody come in here and say, all right, yes, sir, we're going to speak Nazi. Wie geht's?
No.
Hello. You know, like.
Ukraine used to be a part of Russia 60 years
fought for our freedom.
They speak Russian as it is.
Can't tell anybody else not to do the same, dude. So
it's like, you guys are, I understand you guys are a sovereign state. You guys deserve your freedom. Mm-hmm. If you guys can earn your freedom the way that everybody else pretty much has over the past 300 years, then yes, my heart is with you guys. I really, honest to God, you guys should just be a part of fucking Russia and just get over with it. But there is another side of me that is like, yeah, but at the same time, America had to do this against the British.
Yeah, we all have. At the same time, everybody's done it. The Vikings did it with the British.
No. At the same time, Britain had to travel 3,000 miles over a fucking ocean, and all Putin had to do was drive a couple of tanks over a fucking frozen land.
Yeah, but I'm saying
there is a big difference. We had enough time to get ourselves ready for fucking England when it came to 1776.
But if you think about it, bro,
Ukraine has only had a few years, and even within that few years, they weren't given any support because they didn't want it from NATO, and I don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to do it on their own, like the United States did when they fought against England. But that only difference between England's battle with the United States and Russia and Ukraine, Russia's right fucking next door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
England was 3,000 fucking miles, was 3 months away from coming here. So we had 3 months.
I know where you're going with
everything ready.
I know where you're going with this in your fucking head. You're on your Canada kick, motherfucker. You're on your Canadian Justin Trudeau how to be a tyrant kick.
A part of me literally says, be honest, suck it up, surrender. You guys will lose. You guys will lose certain freedoms, but you're not going to lose your lives. It's not, you know, look at it in this eyes, you know, look at it in this aspect. Is it really worth having the most bloodiest fucking war?
For some
in
people,
probably
it is.
70 years. Fuck all the people we lost.
For some
Forget
people,
the number about the amount of people we lost in the 20-year fucking lost war with Afghanistan and the Middle East. There is more people dying in this than there have been in 20 years of Afghanistan. So just think about that. Part of me does say
that could be hit or miss. How do we know that for fact?
As quickly as possible, and bloodshed as quickly as possible.
I've never looked at the statistics,
but the American in me says, you guys want your independence. I understand that. Do what you need to do. If you guys don't get it in a fighting effort, it is what it is. But if you want to save bloodshed and a lot of people dying, just let Russia take you guys, because you guys, you know, in retrospect, you guys didn't have a lot of time to prepare because you were under scrutiny on both sides. NATO wanting you guys to fucking help them and fucking Putin pressuring you guys not to do it. Rock in a hard place. I don't want to see bloodshed.
Yeah, I know. Nobody does, but I'm saying everybody's done that since the beginning of time. Is what I'm trying to say. What I've been trying to say.
Like I said, the only reason why America was able to fucking fight off Britain
was because they had to travel over the sea. I know. I get it. I get it. Well, bitch, then you should have got here before us, bro, because you fucked with the Minutemen. You fucked with the Americans. We came, saw, conquered, and fucked your ass up. Made you run right up across back that same damn sea that you had to come over to get your ass kicked in the first place. So we stood for the freedom.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm Native American also.
Okay. And what's that got to be with anything? The fact that Americans fucked up and were here first. I mean, Native Americans were here first and everybody else fucked up and came over and took it. Okay. You could definitely argue that fact too. 100 motherfucking 10%. All I'm saying is you can't tell someone not to fight for what it is. And the natives did fight for it. I'm sure. You know, some of them probably went willingly. Not really, but we're obviously coerced into peace and like, we love you. And then the smallpox blankets and all that shit. Like, yeah, but the Comanches and shit, they fought.
Well, think about it like this.
I'm pretty sure
that were here first, right? Native Americans were here first.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Vikings came.
Yeah.
Imagine if the Vikings stayed here.
You think we wouldn't get America if they did?
We would not be having this conversation. We would be traveling the fucking world in a big wooden ship with fucking horns on our head going, ah!
We'd still be cavemen. Pillaging villages.
You're damn right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're damn right.
But that brings it back.
We would be somewhat civilized when it comes to being in town and in public. But if we were going out pillaging for the night or fucking traveling in a boat for 12 hours, we're acting like fucking assholes. We're acting like actual men. So think about it. If the Vikings stayed here, we wouldn't be this civilized.
Yeah, but I'm saying back to the Vikings, bro. Everybody since the beginning of time fought for power or some sort of freedom, whether it was the Brits and the Danes, the Vikings. You know, that's what I was saying. Or whether you were in the medieval times or whether you were fucking
existed since the fall of Jesus Christ, and there will be nothing that anybody
since
can
the
do.
times of Genghis Khan and shit, you know, like, wait, what about Jesus Christ?
Tyranny pretty much made its comeback after the fall, you know, after the crucifixion of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So tyranny has always been here. Tyranny will always fall. But every time another tyrannist falls, another one starts.
Well, that's what I was saying.
So
the generations go by earlier and we fuck it up.
You can't keep up with everybody.
Nah.
So in the whole aspect, if you have a bigger problem to worry about that problem the most and let this problem pass.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 90% chance that Putin might just say, I'm done. I got the rest of Russia the way it used to be. We're not going to be the Soviet Union. We're not going to be the Federation. We're still going to be called Russia.
What are your fears of someone else intervening, though, and fucking it all up and then it causing a world war? You see that happening in the foreseeable future?
Well, this is what I know. Britain's not doing anything. Australia's not doing anything. Finland's not doing anything. Sweden's not doing anything. France isn't doing anything. And Africa's got a fucking 27 million fucking people slave trade going on right now. So Africa's out of the fucking question. Everybody's putting sanctions on Russia. But I know nobody's not going to go to war. Nobody wants to fucking put all this fucking bloodshed out because then we just got out of a pandemic. There's no reason why this could happen because we don't have the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you go about it aspectively. Over the past 30, 40 years, has Russia had a chance in order to fucking get themselves ready? Yes, but this could also be Putin's last hurrah. This could be Russians' last hurrah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those things. I'm not siding with Russia. All I'm saying is that
he's a tyrant, that son of a bitch, and he's trying to be one.
There is a bigger threat.
He watched that Netflix special. He watched that next Netflix special, How to Be a Tyrant. He learned from the history's most notorious tyrants. Damn him.
The biggest thing to worry about is China. China has more fucking military, more arsenal, more fucking missiles, more anything than anybody else does. China's the biggest threat to worry about.
They definitely got more than anything else. Is everything made in China.
In my eyes, Russia's a dying country. If Russia wants to get back whatever pieces it lost after World War II, let it. It's not going to become any more powerful than what it is. They're a dying army anyway. They're always stuck in the fucking snow. So it's not like they can really do that much. They have the worst area geographically to start any wars. They really do. That's why in World War II, fucking
the Germans froze.
Stalin didn't get as far as he did.
Yeah. But still.
Because he didn't have anything, and the communism over there just doesn't work enough in order for them to have a good military, good economy, and everything else. Russia's dying. Russia wants to take fucking Ukraine, let them take it, and then when the fucking Putin power is over, and then the communist power will end up dying out in Russia, probably in the next 20 years.
Still, you say that Russia probably, bro. Keyword probably. It's not probably. That shit will probably last forever.
No, if we were to take care of China, that would weaken the Communist Party by far because most communists have sworn ties to China. They're no longer either A, loyal to the motherland, B, loyal to this country, they're loyal to China.
Mm-hmm.
So if China is wiped out and the Communist Party of China is wiped out, and I mean 100% of it,
that ain't happening.
The communists lost their fucking way in the eastern part of the world.
That ain't never happening, though, because you're never going to wipe anything out 100%. Always going to be a percentage there, even if it's whether it's the minority or the majority. Always a percent.
Parallel universe, Trump became president a second time. He took care of China. China was leveled to the ground. North Korea, South Korea, and all the other Asians in that fucking quadrant took over fucking China, and they turned it into a nice government. And they're no longer fighting. There's no longer North Korea, South Korea, Vietnam, all this other crap. It's all just Asia. It's called Asia.
Mm-hmm.
like it used to be on a fucking global map back in the fucking 90s when we were growing up as kids. What is that big area by Russia called? Asia.
No, bro, it wasn't Asia. What the fuck? All right, I'm high as shit, and I just hit that shit. But yes, the continent.
You guys are Asians. Stop acting like you guys are 15,000 different nationalities.
No, bro, the continent. There's 7 continents, and Asia's one of them, but not the individual countries, bro.
Who cares? At this point, it doesn't matter because even if you look at it, Russia is its own continent.
North America, South America. How come Canada's French if they're North American, bro? Because they made some sort of agreement back there?
No, they're ruled by I'm 97 years old and I have the
North America. No, North America. No, bro, because North America, listen to me, motherfucker. North America is a continent consisting of, that's like, for you to say like Asia is the same thing, why do they have different people over there? Like, why do they have North Koreans and Vietnamese and Thailand and China? They're all Asian. It would be like saying like North America is all Americans, but like we're like a melting pot, bro. We're like a fucking stew of shit. So Canada's not us. We're not South America. We're not Antarctica. We're not Europe. We're not Asia. There's 7 continents. The 7 continents, dog, not countries, is what I'm getting at.
How can I word this properly? It don't fucking matter. It's Asia. They're Asians. Fucking act like it.
So Canada should act American?
No, Canada's part of fucking Britain.
No, Canada's a part of North motherfucking America when you're talking continents.
No, you see, this called borders. Okay?
China. Russia.
Look.
Ukraine.
The eastern
borders.
Part of the world,
just going right there.
Ready? The eastern part of the world believes in borders. How come we can't have a wall on Canada and a wall on Mexico?
Because
this is called the North American continent, yes, but this is the United States of America.
So maybe they're the United Asians of Asia.
Canada is pretty much sworn its allegiance to fucking China.
It's so different sections, bro. Different states, different countries. Yeah, they're borders. There's borders to everything, really. There's not walls to everything.
You're making me a racist continent fucking bastard.
I am not. But I'm saying I was calling out your fucking statement on 7 continents when you said there's one country as Asia, bro.
Okay? Look, it's Fauci talking now. I'm the science. What I say goes. Don't underestimate the overlord of science.
I wish I had a globe. No, bro, but I'm just saying there's a shitload of countries out there, bro. There's like fucking, I could go like this, spin the globe, point, find a country I never heard of.
Buddy, if you want to get at me, bro, then we can do that, but on your time, because right now, $750,000 a year allows me to change everything that you thought was real, and I say is actually fact.
I think all this shit was part of it too, though. Like the COVID and shit, like that shit.
They're trying to rewrite it.
That shit was like a huge major distraction to get everybody divided, turned on each other. Like
they only wanted to do that here.
I know.
So that China can go take Taiwan.
Because we're super divided and we're ready to fall. That's why it's sad. It's sad.
Abe Lincoln once said that a house divided cannot stand alone. And he is 100% right.
Anyway, you want to change the subject? We've been going on politics an hour now. I got one thing I wanted to do on the show today that I'm really excited about. I got this fucking pack from Vivid Collectibles. Let's see what we got. We got 40, a gold pack of 40 assorted cards. I chose water Pokemon, I think. I don't know. Maybe they were just different labels, but it's going to break this bitch open and see what we got.
Meds. It's fine.
It's that time?
Yeah, it's in there fucking almost 9:40.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here yelling in my garage for 40 minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely 40 minutes. At least an hour, maybe. An hour. I'm trying to get these out, but I don't want to fuck it up. All right. There's probably going to be a shitload of Pokemon in here that I don't even fucking know about. Do you know this guy, Glishore?
I don't know any new Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know if these guys are new or not, but let's see. Glishore. Corfish. Let me know if you know him. Doublade. Helioptile. Floette. Magneton. That's a classic.
Heard of Magneton.
Yeah, of course we did, bro. That's a classic one. It's Magnemite stage 2 or 3. All right, I got a Morlo holographic sleep spore Pokemon. I don't know who this is. Dottler, a Sobble, a Haunter. What year was this? 2020. These must be new cards. This is a 2020 on there. They must have, did they reap Zubat? Classic Zubat. Luxio.
I'm on the phone.
It's all right. Shedinja, Tropius, Trapinch, Diglett, classic Diglett. Well, not classic, but new Diglett. Sobble. What the hell is this? The whole card is holographic. A Crawdaunt. This is a 2021. The whole card is holographic. Not the picture.
That could be a super ultra rare.
Oh, I don't know. Score Bunny. Yama, a Duskull. Yo, I got a Vulpix. It's a 2002 reprint Vulpix. But hey, that was like one of the first cards I ever traded for and got ripped off for back in the day. It was an original Vulpix. I traded a fucking Machamp for a Vulpix because the 6th grader called me the back of the bus. I was like in 2nd grade. You know, the 6th graders always sat in the back. Yo, let me look at your Pokemon card. He's like, try to trade me. And he's like, look at this guy. He's kind of cute, right? I was like, yeah, Vulpix. He's cute. Traded the Machamp for a fucking Vulpix. Never forget it, bro. I was like 1st, 2nd grade. Blissey, Dratini, Youngos, Yanma. Yo, Dragonite. What year is this? 20. Yo, I got a Dragonite all shiny one. That's fire. I think another one with the card that's all shiny. With Dragonite. That's fire. Skorupi, I don't know. Me Info, I don't know. Me None, I don't know. Aegislash, I don't know. Sisamir, don't know. Skrell. What the fuck is this thing? A legendary bird? A Reshasham?
Never heard of it.
This guy. Looks like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card, straight up.
Yeah, it does.
Phoebus, Catone, Sandrew, Tentacruel, and Dubwool. This guy specially wrapped this one, so this must be something special. Another shiny. What the fuck is it? What? Here is it. A 2021, kid. I told my kids, I was like, I'm going to start getting Pokemon cards again. I don't know any of these guys, though. They always bringing in their binders to the classroom, and I was like, it reminds me of like school back in the day, bringing in your binders of what you had.
What are you talking about? I never used to have a binder full of cards. I used to put them in a shopping bag or a Ziploc.
Shopping bag or a Ziploc?
That was how you did it back then because they didn't have like card cases like that and stuff like that.
I didn't have a hard case, bro. I had a regular fucking binder that got so full at one point. The fucking corners started falling apart. The cardboard started sticking out the plastic. One of those cheap dollar store ones that had like the fucking cardboard on the inside, and just got the sheets that you put the cards in. I didn't have none of this zipper up Pokeball shit that these kids got now. Like you're carrying around your Nintendo Switch. It's like a fucking hard rubber case. Fuck that. Never that. But this is dub wool.
Right. Now that that's done, now apparently. I can fuck around.
Dub wool 210. Revenge Blast, soft wool ability. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance. Oh, they got weakness cards and resistance cards now or some shit. They must have changed the rules to this game over time. You think they changed the Pokemon trading card game?
100%, because they changed Yu-Gi-Oh! At least 3 or 4 different times since I used to play tournaments back in 2011.
It says this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance as weakness ×2 to fighting. I don't remember the other cards having that. Oh, yeah, they had a weakness. Yeah, they had weakness and resistance -30, because this is a Zubat right here. Yeah, this is a Zubat from 1995? Oh,
they would have its HP. They would have how many energies you would need in order to perform the attack, and then it would tell you what it was weak against.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
If I remember Pokemon cards correctly.
I got a couple more Pokemon cards on the way, dude. I was like...
Your elements on the top, your card, your fucking Pokemon's in the middle. Underneath the Pokemon is the fucking amount of fucking energies you need in order to perform the attack and how much damage it deals.
Well, I fucking had them for a while. I want to get like some of these graded and shit and then just hang on to them for like fucking...
On the bottom of the card, it'll tell you what it's weak against, what you can substitute for certain regular moves. You can use like a normal energy and stuff. It's weird.
And the word, yo, when you think Bray Wyatt's coming, because guess what? He's here. Back to darkness. Nah, but you heard anything about it?
Could go back to WWE.
You think so? You think they're gonna just take him back? Just give him a little break. We'll release you. Get a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Bring you back on in. I feel like they'd have to.
AEW's getting Cesaro. Cesaro just quit the other day.
Really?
AEW's getting Cesaro. Cesaro doesn't have a 90. He doesn't have a 90-day non-compete clause. So Jeff Hardy's already been confirmed to AEW.
I thought Hardy's are doing their farewell tour though. I thought they're done.
Along with AEW, yes.
What do you mean along with AEW? They're doing their farewell.
When you work for AEW, you're allowed to pursue whatever you want outside of AEW.
I'm saying,
unlike WWE, you only do WWE stuff. So
the Hardys are working with AEW.
With AEW, Matt and Jeff Hardy can go do independence and collect that money for themselves.
I know, but I'm saying, what do they call it? Why do they call it farewell tour? You think this will be the last time on the indie circuits?
It'll be the last time that the Hardy Boys will be,
or a thing together. And now they're going to go individual for the end of their career.
Exactly.
Damn, that's insane. I really hope that's not the end of the Hardys. You know it can't be, bro. You know they'll be back even if it takes 10 fucking years. They'll be back for one more Hardy Boy match.
I don't know. I don't know. Devon Dudley's never going to be able to wrestle again. He had too many neck injuries, and now his neck is fused to his spine.
Yeah, I did see that. It said I was reading an article on it. We might have talked about it.
That's what Matt Hardy has with his hips. His spine is fusing into his tailbone, into his hip.
Those crazy son of a bitches gave us some of the greatest matches of all time. Yeah.
Matt really doesn't know how much longer he has, so this might be the reason why he's doing the farewell tour, because
doing a lot of those twist of fates all those years and shit through tables, leg drops.
WWE. Before he came back to WWE, he took 6 months off and he got surgery on his hips, so that he was able to wrestle again. And the doctor said it. We don't know how long you have.
Well, isn't that with Jeff too, though? Isn't that why he's always like kind of back and forth with his pain meds and shit? He's probably got a lot of injuries too throughout the years, and that shit takes a toll.
Well, a lot of Jeff's injuries are to his back.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy, all of Matt's stuff is leg drops and stuff like that.
Saying, twist of fates, though, and shit.
His hips are killing.
Still, they've been through a lot of tables and a lot of shit, bro. ladders,
Matt Hardy
chairs. Oh my!
Worse. Matt has it worse.
Yeah, but I'm saying they've given us some of the best matches in our entire lifetimes that are generational changing.
Jeff will be able to retire and live comfortably with probably minimal, pain level wise, probably to a 4 to a 6 for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Matt's going to be at that point where he's going to be on pills for the rest of his life, and his pain level is going to be at about 7 to a 9 for the rest of his life. Depending on which doctors he sees, he could get that pain level lowered down to about 3 to a 6.
Yeah.
And somewhat live comfortably, but knowing that he's going to have certain medications for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it sucks though. Yeah.
Like if Jeff was to go easy for the next, if Jeff goes easy for the next 5 years, Jeff Hardy can retire comfortably, and on a pain level for the rest of his life, he'd be at about anywhere between a 3 to a 6. Matt Hardy on the other end, because he's got more injuries than Jeff. He's got more leg injuries. He's got hip surgeries, this, that, and everything. Matt's going to be living a much harder life when it comes to after retirement.
Oh, man. Rock and Roll Express just did their retirement tour, man. Maybe they'll come back when they're 60 years old and be like, let's do one more. We're 65, though.
If the fucking Rolling Stones are still touring after their one of their band players died last year, nothing ain't stopping Mick Jagger. He's fucking 84, smoking a carton and a half of cigarettes every fucking week.
Yeah, just had a kid.
Doing all this shit.
Joe Rogan was talking about this motherfucker just had a kid. I was like, he had a kid? Talking with Joey Diaz, I think they were talking.
2 years old, and the motherfucker had a baby.
Yeah.
Is that fucking incredible?
Like fucking... Damn, bro. Insane.
Why do you think Keith Richards is still alive?
And remember,
Keith Richards is still alive because of all the drugs he did.
Yeah. In the wise words of Vince McMahon, or JR, I'm sorry, in the wise words of good old JR, remember, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Not fucking Mick Jagger having a fucking kid at 82 years old.
No. Hardy Boy's coming back, obviously. After when they're 60 or some shit, doing their little farewell tour.
Nah. I can see them coming back and
WWE won't let you wrestle when you're that old no more, right? Don't they have all these clauses and shit? They don't allow Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoes to come into the fold anymore.
Well, they're at a different age. I
know. That's what I'm saying.
Totally different.
Totally different era.
They stopped wrestling in the 80s.
Yeah. Kids will never know. Kids will never know. Kids are never going to know what it's like to see a 90-year-old Mae Young get slammed through a table by Bubba Ray Dudley.
But what? In all seriousness, when it comes to
Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah, two tough old biddies. Those women were crazy.
When it comes to Matt Hardy and Bubba Ray, Matt's going to have a decent, like I said, anywhere between a 6 to a 9, depending on the doctors he gets and the type of therapy he goes through. He could probably live comfortably at between a 3 to a 6, like his brother.
Yeah.
But someone like Devon, where that's neck issues and just you go to crack your neck and you fucking pop it the wrong way, you could fucking paralyze yourself for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's a bad one, bro. Yeah.
To where that Devon's only in his 50s. He could keep wrestling probably for another 5-10 more years. But since this happened, he's never going to step into a ring again.
Yeah. Nah, it's a shame.
He has the same neck injury as
testify. I'm going to miss that, bro.
He has the same neck injury as Edge has, but since Devon caught it so late, his career is legitimately over.
Yeah, Edge had a little more time to get in there, and
Edge was able to catch it when he did. And at the time, yes, it was okay for him not to wrestle. And then probably after years of doing the therapy and everything and actually enjoying not wrestling, he probably got tired of everything, sitting at home after his acting career and everything, and was like, you know what? I want to make some a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Let me see if my doctor will okay it. And if not, let me see what I have to do. And Edge probably has a good contract saying he can only do a minimal amount of bumps. Nobody can hit him on the head and stuff like that. But if it's a storyline, they have to make it look like they really hit him, but they didn't. And
yeah, no, I was watching a documentary with him recently.
Kind of like, when Stone Cold comes in. Nobody is allowed to hit Stone Cold in the head or drop him in his head. But if you want to kick him, punch him, whatever, that's fine. Yeah. Don't fucking drop him on his head. Don't fucking injure his neck.
No DDTs tonight. No pile drivers. We're not doing power bombs. Yeah, superplexes way out of the question.
How about just doing this and him falling over? Don't do that either.
Stone Cold's just going to come in here and he's going to kick your ass. He's going to stomp a mud hole in you. You're going to slap him twice. He's going to beat the shit out of you.
Yes.
That's going to be a prediction for the Kevin Owens match. He's going to get his ass kicked. Maybe drink a beer with Steve at the end, beer bash, and then get kicked.
You ready?
Huh?
You ready? Big swerve.
What's up?
Guess who else from Texas?
Shawn Michaels?
Cody Rhodes.
Oh, Cody Rhodes. So you're thinking Cody's going to show up then?
It could be a big swerve.
Yeah, nobody would expect it, but I think they're going to give him his own match, though.
Because everybody's thinking it'd be Stone Cold, but wait a minute. Dashing Cody Rhodes comes from Texas as well.
Oh, so you're thinking they're going to do Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold's not having a match?
No. But Stone Cold will be involved.
Special guest referee? WrestleMania 20? So, special guest referee?
I don't know. Special guest? Stone Cold with Brock and Roman. Ooh, actually, that'd be pretty good.
That'd be dope too. Well, I was talking about in the Cody Rhodes match versus Kevin Owens, since it was Stunner versus Stunner. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, you're right. That would be dope. I can't wait to kind of see that match though.
The big swerve could be that he's facing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I haven't really been hyped for a main event in a while because it's all seems like such bullshit for me. Fucking Elimination Chamber. I want to know what's going to
happen on the March 5th Madison Square Garden show, because they are advertising Brock Lesnar to defend his championship at MSG.
It's usually I've hated on Brock for so long, and this history, but I just love this Mountain Man Brock, and I used to never want to see him come in and destroy, but now I want to see him come in and destroy. But I think it's because it's because they added the personality aspect to him, so now he's not just like this silent Bill Goldberg wannabe. Yeah, now he's like, he has the funniness, the jokes, it's like,
that's the whole
even if he's not
thing.
trying to be funny, he's funny.
For everybody, but you're going to let Lesnar do what Lesnar wants. How about you let everybody do what Lesnar's doing? Be yourself.
And if they fuck up and do something out of line or whatever, and they got to be reprimanded for it, then you got to lay down the law of what's allowed and what's not.
Wrestle in the ring. Okay, and I'll kick your ass. No, I'm gonna kick your ass. Yeah. We'll see who pins the shoulders to the mat.
We don't even say ass anymore. Kevin Nash, let him know. Gonna kick your butt.
Brock does. Just go in there and go, look, serious. I'm just here to kick some ass, and that's it.
Yeah.
Besides, anyway, Brock stole Paul Heyman's fucking thing on Monday night, which I have to point out, which is fucking great. Paul Heyman comes on stage and he's like, you got to defend your title at Madison Square Garden on the 5th against Bobby Lashley. He's coming back and he's going to face you at Madison Square Garden. So you got one more road bump to WrestleMania. And then Brock's like, oh, I guess you don't know. I'm the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE champion.
So he hit him with his own promo.
What Paul Heyman does. He goes, I'm the undisputed heavyweight WWE champion of the world, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I know. Classic spin and twist.
Brock Lesnar doing that for himself.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, that ain't.
Because he's a man. Give him his own voice, bro. He's a man. Let him get his voice. Like, don't be like silent.
The whole crowd was
Goldberg was like that in the beginning, and it was cool. But then he started to talk, bro. And it was like Brock. I think he talked a little bit more in the beginning. Maybe not. But I feel like he did.
No, back then, Brock Lesnar's voice did not match the body.
Yeah, so they didn't let him talk too much. He had Paul Heyman back then too, right?
He still had a high pitch. When he yelled, his voice would pop.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Roy's.
So
yeah, the Ivan
for a while,
Drago training real hard for Rocky. I remember that.
For
You're
a long
right.
time, they didn't let him talk. That's why they always had Heyman as the mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they're letting Lesnar be who he is,
yeah, he can finally talk.
He's a really good fucking talker.
Yeah, he's funny. He's comical, bro.
It's
like you see the human behind the beast, bro. It's not just a beast. It's not just a bull. You're ready to get his horns. Like the bull's having a conversation with the matador now and is gonna let you know why he's gonna fuck you up. He ain't just gonna charge at you. like it's more.
I know Lesnar's not gonna win at WrestleMania, so
you don't think so?
No, I know Lesnar's not going to win. They're fucking pushing Roman Reigns for next year's WrestleMania against The Rock. That's already for nobody who knows. WrestleMania 39 is going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. The Rock has time off during WrestleMania next year.
They should save it for 40.
Schedule's already worked out.
Save it for 40.
No, 39 because 39 they're doing it in fucking California.
I know, but still, they should save it for 40 though.
They're doing it at the SoFi Stadium, the same stadium that held Super Bowl 56.
All right.
So yeah, they will be. WrestleMania will be in Hollywood again, and it's the perfect time for The Rock to wrestle.
Yeah, and like we were saying last time, I really hope they do those fucking vignettes again of the superstars. Excuse me, doing their shit.
The famous movies and stuff. Oh yeah, no, they definitely will, but it'll be woke as fuck.
Yeah, who knows? Did you watch that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show yet?
Not yet.
I was hating at it. I was hating on it first, bro. I really was hating on it. I said this is stupid, dumbest reboot
lately?
ever. Fucking, however,
you know what I've been watching
hold
lately?
On, it's actually super dope, and it adds like they made it more modern. It was more modern. They added realism to the modernity, as I said online.
You know what I've been watching?
What?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The original shits, or they made a new one?
Yeah, from the 90s, Josh Wheaton shit.
I don't know who Josh Wheaton is, but Sarah Michelle Gellar shit. Hell yeah. Who's Josh Wheaton?
He's the director and the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh.
He also does a lot of the movies that are out now.
Never heard of him. Sorry, dude. I mean, I don't really pay attention to directors of movies, to be honest. Like I knew James Gunn directed like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I've been seeing articles like James Gunn directing this and coming out with this, and I'm just like, no offense, but like I never really pay attention to the directors. Like even like
Josh Whedon did Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That was his TV show. And then he got in the movies.
Well, you could have the illest director in the world and then have like a mediocre cast. And it's
now direct 40% of Marvel's movies.
Yeah. But I'm saying like I fall in love with the characters and how they're played by the actors more so.
And plus also
Buffy it was directed by this guy. It was great, you know, because
Buffy the Vampire Slayer actually spun off 2 different TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who played Angel in Buffy got his own TV show, Angel, and then he was in Bones.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another show. There was another show that came out of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that was a knockoff of it. Didn't last that long. I can't remember the name of it.
I just remember my cousin Lawrence used to watch it a lot, and like she was just so hot.
It starred the guy who played Spike. And the guy who was Xander in the show ended up having their own spin-off show.
Yeah,
and that only lasted, I think, like 12 episodes.
I remember Spike and Xander, yeah, because they were in the show. But the director, like I said,
yeah, I remember Spike and Xander having their own spin-off series from the show, like Angel did.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like Angel picked up after Buffy left off.
Yeah,
that's literally what happened.
There's a lot of old shows I want to go back on there and watch.
Because Angel, even in his TV show, mentions Buffy throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
So literally where Buffy ends, where Buffy jumps into the fucking lightning vortex and stops the world from all these evil dragons and the vampires and the underworld coming up, that's where Angel begins. That's literally like where Angel begins.
Mm-hmm.
Where where the TV show Angel starts is the ending of Buffy. They literally show the ending of Buffy and where he is now after the events, to where they say it's like 5 years later.
All right.
Spike's in the first season of Angel. He's in like 4 episodes, and then that's it. He never comes back.
Yeah. And Bones, you're not talking about Bones with Snoop Dogg, right?
No, I'm talking Bones with the guy who was Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He played the main character in the show.
Oh, no. I'm thinking there was a movie with Snoop Dogg where he was a fucking vampire too. Bones, I think it was called. Because I think that was his name in Def Jam Vendetta Fight for New York, or Def Jam Fight for New York.
No, this is totally different. This is a TV show that was like Law and Order.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about.
You
said spinoff. No, you said spinoff. I'm thinking like vampires and shit. Because we're talking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Spinoff is like a spinoff show, like with the same concept.
2 spinoffs. One was Angel.
Yeah.
The guy who was Angel in the show had his own TV show called Angel. And Spike and Xander had a series that only lasted 12 episodes. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was confused about.
After you said Angel ended, a show called Bones came out, and the guy who played Angel was the main character of the show.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. The only 2 spinoffs off of Buffy was the Spike and Xander show and the actual show's Angel, which ended up lasting 4 seasons.
Water smoke sub, bro.
So I've been watching Buffy lately, and
it's a floating joint. It's magical.
I've seen the HD remastered, and I've seen the original. I like the original better. The HD version actually sucks. They actually ruin a lot of the fucking aesthetics of the show in HD.
Yeah.
The show works better in the actual
that's like trying to make
and grain that it was produced in.
That's like trying to make your fucking old video games and put them on a fucking flat screen TV, bro. It sucks. Putting a Nintendo 64 on they're like, it's such blocks. It's so pixelated. You need like the tube TV to make it good, you know? Yeah, I
play PlayStation 1. I play PlayStation 1 games.
Yeah.
In 1080p.
PlayStation was a disc game. I'm talking about cartridge games like Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, fucking even Nintendo 64, Mario 64.
I played Nintendo 64
Mario
on the same
Kart.
adapter that I have for the TV.
Oh, there's an adapter. There's an adapter. I'm talking about just plugging it into the TV and turning the system on. It sucks. If there's a converter.
No, there's no difference.
You said an adapter.
If you want to play your games in HD, yeah, for better clarity, yeah. There's an adapter for it, but you can plug in your fucking regular game system onto an old a fucking flat screen.
I know. I don't like the way it looks. It looks like shit to me. I have a tube TV I play it on, and it's like the old one. It's like the front screen, you know, the box.
I hate the tube TVs. They fucking suck, including when you don't have a remote for them.
I got a little one over there, and then I got another one in the other room. But just playing the video games on them, it makes the color pop. I don't know if it's the arc on the glass, whatever it is.
It's the arc on the glass because
it's different.
Tube TVs use a vacuum style in order to get the picture on the television to where these are all circuit boards.
Yeah, no, I know. It just gives you it's like music, bro. Like recording with music too, like doing it on like an old tape machine and some actual analog equipment instead of digital equipment. You just get a warmer, like
a lot of music sounds better on analog equipment anyway. I mean,
I know.
I was watching something on YouTube the other day where Ozzy Osbourne was given the analog copy that he recorded in the studio when he went solo with Randy Rhoads. And he was listening to the original analog copy that he hasn't heard from since like the day he recorded it. And it sounded crisp, clean, nothing wrong with it. You can hear everything perfectly. I mean, everything. And even with the way Ozzy talked, back then, Randy Rhoads was a big part of my life. And but listening to this now, it actually sounds really good. It makes me sound like I'm back in the 60s again.
But you're saying he liked the remaster of it?
No, he liked the analog version.
Yeah. I'm saying there's a lot of songs though that like are digitally remastered and shit and put on like Spotify and shit, and it's like amended version or remastered version, and I'm like, I'll listen to the classic version and I'll like the classic version better. It sounds warmer. It sounds better. Like, they make it higher, they make it louder, but louder is not necessarily always better.
With the remastering, they're getting rid of all the fucking echoes, any fucking white noise that could have been on the track or anything. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, nah, bro. There's a lot of dope reverbs out there to emulate.
Out that'll allow you to get rid of certain shit that you couldn't do 30, 40 years ago.
Dude, I have this really dope plugin that I'm starting to learn, Abbey Road's Chambers. And you could like change the speaker position in the room. For a while, my system wasn't able to run it, but now I just got it and it's up and working with the newest update. But like you could rotate the speakers. You could do a glass room, stone room, I think, and something else. But yeah, bro, it's dope to get those reverbs. Like they have like presets like 60s verb, 70s verb, you know, like everything was different. It was a different world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But we can emulate that shit with digital for sure, but I don't think nothing will ever actually replace the actual physical space that it was done, you know?
No, but going back to Buffy, like I said, in the remastered, there were certain scenes that were meant to be dark. They put it in daylight.
Yeah.
They fucked up certain colors. They actually took out certain scenes, certain pieces of episodes that needed to be in the episodes because it made plot sense, and they took it out.
Yeah, edited it.
So well, no, they heavily edited it. It's like if you watch the original, the grain and the film grain that was produced on is better than what the remastered is.
Of course, it always is.
The remastered sucks. There are certain remastered movies that look better than the original. That I will say.
Some, yeah.
Like Transformers 1985, Transformers first movie.
I think it matters if they still go back with the original reel.
I have the original VHS for Transformers 1985, the movie. And you see all the fucking shit on the screen and everything. Then I have the first DVD copy that came out for that movie. Same thing on the VHS. There's certain parts that couldn't, you know, at that time editing was good, but it wasn't that good to where that they couldn't crop out certain shits from the reels or the VHS. Then HD DVDs came out. I got an HD version of Transformers 85, the movie. Bigger difference.
Yeah.
It looks crisper and cleaner. I got the Blu-ray version of it. The colors are deeper. Everything looks better. We went out and got the 4K version a month ago.
Yeah.
The 4K version is 30,000 times better than the original. Yeah. Even as a kid, I saw it on VHS, and I thought this was a great movie. Even the colors, everything was great.
Yeah.
Even redone in 4K, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I think it was just like some things are meant to revisit. Some things are meant to be in the moment.
Certain things deserve to be left alone.
That's it. That's what I'm saying, you know? Yeah, some things you could revisit and rebuild or rework, but some things are just Lucky in the moment.
Vampire Slayer, you should have never fucking done it in fucking HD.
Yeah.
What you should have done is you should have skipped over HD.
But they did it for the diehard fans.
You should have went straight to 4K, because in that film grain in 4K, it would look fucking like you're literally right there watching them film it right in front of you.
Yeah. That's for sure.
That's how good it would be.
Yeah. Well, don't do it again, Buffy. And we don't need another Angel. And what's the other show?
I don't know the name of the other show.
And we ain't want one of those either. That's why we don't know the name of it, because we ain't want it.
Angel was pretty good. I actually liked the series Angel. It was very good.
So Spike and Xander, stay in your own lane with the OG Buffy. You heard?
I know they had a show together. I just don't remember the fucking name of it. That's why that it didn't last because I don't remember the name of it.
But we going on like an hour and a half here. You want to cut it? Call it. We did a lot. You did like an hour of politics, did a Pokemon unboxing, and then some shit.
It's up to you. I mean, like I could probably go for no. It's Friday night. What the fuck am I doing?
Is it Friday night? Yeah, it is. I took off from work today. Yeah.
Friday night. What the fuck am I going to do when we're done with this podcast? I'm going to get high, play Yu-Gi-Oh, and go to bed.
President and Biden imposes new sanctions on Russia.